Hi, all. Welcome to RACSINFOTECH. In this video, I'm going to share you how to enable the TAF, Transparent Application Failover in RAC. Okay, and why we need to use and all. High level thing is whenever users are connected to one node, if the node is down, the user session or the select query, whatever they are going to write it, that should be failover to another node. Generally, it is not happening without enabling the TAF. Okay, transparent application failover. Simple example here is we have two node rack, node 1, P1 and P2, primary node 1, primary node 2. So this node, if something goes wrong in network issue or some other issues, if it is down, some user RACs one, this user has been connected to this node and initiated one select query, select star from EMP. This one almost 10,000 lines it is going to fetch. It may take like 5 to 10 minutes to get the output from this instance. User already established the session to node 1, instance 1, he connected. And in between the instance is down due to some network issue. What will happen in RAC? Again, they need to re-establish. They have to resubmit the query, right? Resubmit the query. But if you enable the TAF, whatever the session, current session, with select query, both are switching to another availability node on node 2. Instance 2, those are going to switch. If this needs to be achieved, if you want to achieve this kind of setup, by default, we cannot able to do this. Like users cannot able to switch to another node. They have to reconnect it without any other like time waste and other things. They can re-enable it. If you enable the TIF, they no need to do it anything. Obvious, what I can say, internally in the background itself, user session and the select query switch over to this one. If you want to achieve this, we have to create a service for this TAF enable, separate service name. That service name user needs to be login. So while connecting to this instance, they are going to provide the host name, port number, service name, user ID and password, right? Even if they are going to use SQL developer or directly to the putty if they want to connect it. Host name, we are going to use it here in the scan. And the service name, we are going to create this one. Port number, we can use 1521 by default port or whatever it is in your environment, which port we have enabled, that you need to use it. Username and password is required to connect any kind of database instance. Okay, let's get started. How I'm going to enable it. First, I'll show you the ideal scenario. I have two node rack. Let me connect it to node 1. This is my node 1. Okay, and connected to database Oracle user. Check the database status, whether it is started up or not. PS-A instance is running, and check any listener services which are running on this node. I have listener 1. Perfect. Okay, let me try to use one user. Let me create one user. SQL plus, leave it. SQL plus as is DBA dot RANV prod 1. Okay, I'm going to create user, username RACS demo, ID identified by password. Grant DBA connect comma resource URC2 RAC demo. Grant DBA to RAC demo user. I have given all the privileges. We can do one thing, use this user ID and password. Let me connect it to this SQL plus RAC demo password at the service name. By default, I have like prod service here and connect with this. Here, create table. Let me use one dummy table and then we can use it. Let me pass it here. Okay, I'm creating the table and inserting some data, dummy data on it. And one more value we can insert, 2 comma BMW. Okay, commit. Now select start from employee. We have these rows. And which instance we connected? Let me check that instance name. Select instance name from prod node 2 I have connected. Suppose if I have shut it down my prod node 2, instance 2, what will happen? As of now, I have connected from my node 1 machine. The session has been established on node 2. If this node is going to down, what will happen? Let me share you this node 2. This is my node 2 dot renv prod 2. Then srvctl status database -d prod. Both are running. Now I'm going to stop the instance. Okay, one instance or node 2 instance. Stop instance -i prod 2 -d database. That's okay. Okay, this we used to get that error because of the var.prod environment value. So for this kind of error, what will happen when you have enabled the services, right? That services cluster level, it is the conflict is there. So we need to again re-register this demos with the cluster name. I can do one more thing. Let me completely stop this machine. Entire, not only instance. Okay, node 2, I'm trying to stop this instance, right? There is a conflict with this resource. Even we can able to fix out this to instead of varaprod.db is one other service is their database service that is conflicting with the demo service which I have created manually. Let it be. This has been stopped. Now we can do one thing from here. If I can able to do this, node 1 disconnected to node 2, right? So existing session, I'm trying to do it. Let me check the instance status again. This instance, I have stopped it. Okay. Either it is going to fail over or it is going to database not available kind of one. What kind of message we used to get? Let me, we can see it. Which user I have connected? I have connected directly to the prod service name. Okay. For this prod, I have not enabled the TAF. We have one more service. There I have enabled the TAF services. Okay, here it is. See, instance, the connection is lost because of the node 2. Show user RACS demo. Not connected to the Oracle instance. Okay. If we can re-establish the connection, that is going to node 1 itself. It is not going to the node 2. We need to do exit and then re-enable it. But the same thing, if we can able to log in, let me start this node 2 as well, and then we can enable the TAF related services, and then we can check that also. Let me pause it here. Once the node 2 come up, I'll be back. Okay, node 2 I have restarted. Let me check the node 2 services. Node 2 restarted. PS-EF pipe professional. Not yet came, the services will come up. Let it be. Okay, node 2 also came up. Now we can check database service status. srvctl status database -d prod. So in normal situation, you cannot able to fail over the active connected sessions. What they will happen, they have to relog in. That's it. They don't need to change the, what I can say, host names and another thing. The same connection description, they can able to use it and they can able to connect it. Prod node is not running on the prod node 2 instance. Okay. Let me check. Okay, we have started up that both the nodes are running now. If somebody wants trying to connect with this prod, this one prod service, they cannot able to redirect it to another session, right? Once they connected to prod node 2 instance, and that is not redirected to prod node 1 instance is not available. Connection lost the contact, right? If they can use the service name which we have the services active services demo. This is I have enabled the uh, TAF thing to this service. If I can use to connect using this service name, okay, this needs to be updated in the listeners one. Okay, we can do from the scrap. Okay, from the start onwards, let me do it. I'll create one standard TAF service now by using this srvctl command. And instead of demo, I am trying to create with a new service name. We can use that service name, TAF service. Okay, TAF service. Prod 1 and prod 2, basic and the session. If you want to do that select things, you can use it, and session level also we can able to use it. This service I'm going to create on node 1. Active services which are there in our instance as of now is demo service 1 prod this thing. After we created that, if you can check, that should come up, right? After we created this service. TAF service I'm going to create on this database. Let me add that part. After we created, we need to start the service. Let it to be. It may take a couple of minutes, like 1 minute and 2 minutes, because due to your network, like depends upon your network, it will be startup. If you want to start a specific service, we can use a service ETL start service and give the service name. Which one you want to start? Mine is TAF service, which I'm going to use it, right? This is the service name. Then we can start the service name. This one I can stop it. It is not required. STOP, stop the service. Existing one. Yeah, I have created the service. If you want, we can check the services, active services. 1 second, this one. Okay, we have not started up, right? That is not active service. Okay, once we start that service, it will come to that. Let me stop this existing one. Demo service 1, right? That is not required. Here, demo service is there. That is active. That I'm going to stop it. And then whatever I have added, this service I will create. I mean, I will make it active. Let it be. Okay, this service I have stopped it. Use same this service I need to start it. srvctl start service hyphen d the database name hyphen is service name. TAF I'm going to start it. And then we can use this command and we can check the services, active services which are running on our node. Once the service is start, as of now we have prod, only single service, that is default one. Earlier we do have a demo service, right? That I have stopped it. So that will not be, that is not in active mode now. Anyhow, we are going to start this service, TAF underscore service. Let it be. Yes, the TAF service came up. I can use this service to connect to that instance. Another instance, I'm going to stop it. And TAF not yet enabled. If you want to enable the TAF, we need to execute this command. This select query we have. Let me take that select query. Yeah, this one will give you TAF related configuration, whether we have enabled or not. No rows. Okay. Okay, this we can do later on. RAC demo user after we connected and how it is got enabled, that we can check it. Where is that? Instance service name failover. It is not the one. Give me a second. Let me take that. Whether we have the configuration correctly there or not, let me give you a command. Okay, after we have added the means started the service, we can able to see the our service is up and running on this node. How we are going to see it here? This one active services. When you query that active services thing, this service is running. If you want to know whether we have TAF is enabled or not on this service name, service name, we need to identify the service ID for the service name. We have fourth number. Okay, fourth service. If you have n number of services, each service it has its own ID. So for this service, I have 4 number. So for this, whether I have enabled the service or not, we have a command like to get a DBA underscore services, all the services related things. And these values should be AQ not, it should be yes, and method session or select or which are basic method or another method. If it is a by default, we are going to enable the basic method. So we have not enabled, TAF is not enabled on this session level. Okay, let me try to enable it with the command. We have this command, PLSQL command. Here only we need to provide the service name. That's it. It will enable the, instead of demo SRV, I'm going to provide my service name. And these are all delays and other things not required. Make it true, and execute it. As it is, you can copy paste it. Right. Now the same query, if I could execute, let me check now. For my service 4, now this service has been enabled and the basic method. Okay. Now TAF is enabled. Only thing is this service we have to give in our TNS names.vara in this node. Okay, that we need to cross check. Let me go to another terminal where I can go to Oracle Home, Network, Admin, vi TNS names.vara. Open this TNS names.vara. Here we can add one more for the service name. We can add one more this thing. And here you can use the scan instead of all these addresses. Use the scan. Prod node 1, 2, 3, that is not the one. Use the service name. Prod-scan. Not the service name. Okay, let me do this thing. LSF-LTR. Okay, insert. Let me take it down. Copy paste of these things. What is our service name? Service name is TAF SRV. Create one dummy. Remove this. Or else we can do one more thing. Mhm. For this, we need to have one more. Service name is TAF underscore SRV. This is not correct. Something is missing for that. Okay, this is good. That's okay. Cat DNS names dot vara. I've given prod node 1 and node 2, right? Here, generally, we can use it scan IP. It is good approach. Even here, I have noted down how we need to create a DNS names dot vara. The same thing here, it is there. This one also, it will work out. That's either you want to go with the public IP or scan IP, up to you how we are going to configure. TAF underscore SRV. Okay. Delete TAF SRV. Okay. Below one, I'm going to delete this thing. 7 lines. Cool. Save it. Now we can check TNS ping with the service name. Yes, it is pinging. Now, whatever the user we have created, demo user, right? RACS demo one, this one. Instead of this service name, I can use the service name of TAF service name. Now I'm trying to connect it to my database. Okay, I could able to connect it. Now check the instance, which instance we have connected. Select instance name. Prod node 2, it connected. If the node 2 instance is down, automatically it should connect to node 1. Because it is already connected with the TAF service that we have enabled, that is running properly. Now what I can do is I'm going to stop the node 2. From which node I have initiated? Okay, node 2, right? Node 2. I'm going to stop the machine itself, entire service. Also, it is registered in the cluster level. So including your cluster services, if you're going to stop it and see now, node 2 is not running. Node 2, I have stopped it. Machine is not running. Let me use this. It should automatically redirect to prod 1 instance without re-establishing the connection. Okay, that is the TAF1. We'll see it, how it is going to. Due to the network latency, it is taking time. Yes, automatically it is redirected to node 1 without re-establishing the connection. That's all about this TAF, guys. If you want to enable it, you can practice it. Only thing is, we need to give proper TNS names, these things, and need to create the services, and the services needs to be started. And we need to check whether the service is enabled, which method, basic method, and select a type or session type, whether this is enabled or not. If you did this, you can able to do the failovers. Okay, thank you.